Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about the CCP and illegal organ harvesting. I will provide a work cited in the end, and I will try my best to use non-partisan sources. www.cfr.org, or known as Council on Foreign Relations, states the following. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, is the founding and ruling political party of modern China, officially known as the People's Republic of China. The CCP has maintained a political monopoly since Mao Zedong founded the People's Republic in 1949, and it has overseen the country's rapid economic growth and rise as a global power. In short, the CCP is China's political party. Azria, Seth M., the author of this next article, states, communism is an economic and political system that envisions a classless society through collective ownership of resources and centralized control over production and distribution. Yes, however, I will not show any images because they include blood, organs, slight gore. If you want to see images, please look it up yourself. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime states, it is a form of trafficking in which individuals are exploited for organs. Although victims often appear to have consented to the removal of their organs, their consent is invalid when deception, fraud, or abuse of a position of vulnerability is involved. In such cases, they are considered victims of human trafficking. The traffickers, who are usually part of sophisticated criminal networks, profit by selling these organs to recipients who are unable or unwilling to wait for legal transplants. But how does this tie to China? Well, recently I went to Japan. On the way back, some people were handing out pamphlets that mention how China participates in illegal organ harvesting. My friend showed me it, and we decided to do our own research. This next part will be very long, because it is multiple paragraphs of information. Gillian Proscian, Junior Fellow and McCain Institute Human Rights and Freedom Program state, as of 2015, China declared that all organ donations would be sourced from voluntary donors, repealing an earlier policy that allowed the government to source organs from death row prisoners. Accordingly, in 2017, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, reported that the voluntary organ donor list of approximately 375,000 people yielded 5,146 eligible organ donors, resulting in over 16,000 organ transplants. Yet scholars and experts, such as those who form the China Tribunal, an international organization tasked with investigating transplant practices in China, find a different reality. They estimate from data, including hospital bed counts and medical personnel, that China conducts between 60,000 to upwards of 100,000 organ transplants annually. Given the overwhelming gap in these statistics, from where did China source tens of thousands of organs? The answer lies in the illegal operation of forced organ harvesting. Recent congressional testimonies estimate that 25,000 to 50,000 prisoners in China undergo forced organ transplants annually. Imprisoned and detained religious and ethnic groups, including the Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities, account for the majority of victims. Accusations of organ harvesting in China came to Congress in 2006, when human rights advocates and government officials reported that there has been and continues today to be a large-scale organ seizure from unwilling Falun Gong practitioners. Falun Gong, a spiritual movement that began in the 1990s, has amassed millions of followers since then. While estimates are varied and difficult to verify, the approximate number of current members ranges from 7 million to 40 million. However, since the late 1990s, the group has been targeted by the Chinese government. After a peaceful rally of 10,000 Falun Gong followers in April 1999, the government banned the movement, declaring the group to be an evil cult. Thousands of Falun Gong practitioners were, and continue to be, imprisoned and sentenced to labor camps. Many of these individuals face torture and die in custody, while others are murdered by medical professionals for their vital organs. This same practice continues today, targeting Falun Gong followers, the Uyghur community, and other oppressed minority groups in China. While the issue of forced organ harvesting in China is not new, it is also not well documented. The 2006 report declared that the number of Falun Gong practitioners harvested for their organs is large, but unknown, and due to the CCP's efforts to conceal these operations, researchers still can only estimate the number of individuals exploited by the government. Hopefully you can see how this is bad. I'm still researching this subject, but as of right now, that's all I can say. I encourage you to do your own research as well.